Hey, what's up everyone? It is February 26th, here with just another pickup video. Keep finding some amazing thrift finds. Actually was at a video game swap here in Guelph Sunday, and I just want to do a quick video to go over some of those items. Some really amazing thrift finds over the last, I think it's only been a week since my last video. So I wanted to go over those quickly tonight. It is Pinball League night in Guelph, so I got my pinball pin on, which you probably can't see in the camera. There it is. My wife picked this up for me in Ottawa, and just gonna head out to Pinball League shortly. Big snowstorm yesterday, all the schools were closed, windstorm, so had a work from home day yesterday. But anyway, here are some of the items I got over last week. So lots of video games, some vintage toys. As I said, I went to the video game swap, so obviously got some video games there too, from the bargain basement price bins on the bottom. I usually check there when I'm at video game shows. People will put stuff under their tables, and usually they're broken or whatever, so I always check there. So anyway, thrift finds real quick. Went into Value Village, and they had a huge lot of TMNT, He-Man, some other kind of 80s 90s toys, so I grabbed a few of them. So first one is Micro Machines Action Fleet. This is Vader's TIE Fighter. Vader was not in it. I actually have Vader from another set that I found. So these aren't overly expensive by any means. This was just in a bag loose with other stuff. I just collect these. They're from around 95. I like Micro Machines like Star Wars, so these are sort of bigger Micro Machines, but really nice shape. So it has the battle damage on the one corner there, kind of see. But yeah, really cool. So grab that. And then I went through the He-Man, and I picked out what I'll call is two classic figures that I didn't have, and actually in really good shape. Beast Man, so he actually has his armor there. Limbs are tight, really clean. So that was cool to add. I kind of wasn't a big He-Man person as a kid, but it was nice to add kind of what I would consider definitely the first series. Well, it is the first series, and sort of those classic characters. And then also Merman. So again, not complete, missing, I think he had a belt and obviously no weapons, but again, really nice condition. So that was nice to add to the collection. Had a coupon, so I leveraged that for them. They had tons of other He-Man, all really rough shape. So I left all of those. If you follow me on Instagram, I posted a story about them. Some really ridiculous prices on them. But the other cool thing though, which actually a girl passed up, she was kind of looking at this, was Diddy Kong. So this is 1999 Nintendo from Mario Kart Racing. So really nice shape. These are actually kind of rare. They're made by Marvel Entertainment on the bottom. And then they say Nintendo. So fully posable Diddy Kong. And then Donkey Kong actually. So he's got his tie. So really cool. Really like those guys. So they were just loose in bags, so I snapped those up. I think a girl looked at them and she wasn't going to get them and pointed them out to me. They're up by the cache. So I grabbed those. Actually grabbed a Gremlin, which I don't have here. Just a tiny little gizmo figure from the movie. It's off in the other room. But one of the things that was there, and I left all this stuff behind. There was Thundercats. There was Biker Mice from Mars. So the Thundercats, in retrospect, I should have bought. I actually went back the next day, found out some things about coupons that I myself wasn't paying attention to. So brought back a bag of stuff to get a coupon, another coupon. Anyway, and then I realized that the Donkey Kong and Diddy Kong went with some Mario Kart machines that I actually had seen like a week earlier. So they're still there, loose in the bag. This one is missing the steering wheel. I think this actually is Diddy Kong's. So I grabbed that. And they're motorized, and then I grabbed a green one too, which I actually don't know. I haven't looked up whose this is. I'll assume it's Luigi's because it's green, but I'm probably wrong. So I grabbed both those. And then there was a Mario figure and a Bullet Bill, also that are actually from 99. And I should have picked this up the first day I was there, but it was still there. So I actually have one of these. He's kind of got a, I'll call it a bigger nose than I would have expected. I have one of these in my game room on the shelf. And then just a Bullet Bill, which I don't actually know if this is old because it looks like another Bullet Bill I have. But regardless, the Mario does fit in the Mario Kart, so maybe he goes with one of them. But someone must have dumped their whole collection, so that was really cool to add. And these are just in a bag, like a $2.99 bag with a bunch of other stuff. So I grabbed those. And then I also grabbed, this had been on the shelf too, and I kind of thought about it. I don't have any of these. I never had them as a kid. I was kind of older by then, but Biker Mice from Mars. So just one figure. He is missing his tail, unfortunately. I assume that's where the tail was. But just thought it would look cool on the shelf. So I'll grab that. Pretty cool. So I grabbed all those. And then the other thing that was there, this is just really cool. I had this as a kid. I still have them. But these are McDonald's toys, Fast Max. So Ronald McDonald sealed in the original package. This was like $2, $3. And then I had a coupon. And so I had these as a kid, got them in a Happy Meal. They're probably still in my toy collection at home with my Hot Wheels and Matchbox cars. But yeah, so really cool. So then you can see the other ones on the back that came out at the time. So I was really surprised to just see that on the shelf, still sealed. We got some cassettes. So Queen, 99-cent Queen cassette, which with the Bohemian Rhapsody movie out, I thought that was pretty cool. I actually don't recognize any of the songs in here, but anyway. Billy Idol, Vital Idol, so that's a cool one to add to the collection. A lot of great hits from Billy Idol. White Wedding, Money Money, Money Money. So tons of good stuff. Flesh for Fantasy. So glad to add that to the collection. And then Aerosmith Live Bootleg. So just a lot of Aerosmith hits on it. Back in the Saddle, Sweet Emotion, Toys in the Attic, Walk This Way, Dream On. So this must have been live at some point. I haven't looked it up. Anyway, that's cool. So 99-cent cassettes. Then one more thing I'll say. This is kind of an oddity. I don't know why I really got this, but it's a N64 Space Station Silicon Valley. It looks somewhat rare. And like I said, I had a coupon. So that was $15. So probably paid too much for that. I think it said it was worth about $25. Bit of an odd title. Then the two big ones that I, again, really leveraged the coupon for was Battletoads for Nintendo. I already own this game, but was for that price, I grabbed it. I'll probably flip this copy. So it's really clean. Label's in nice shape, so I added that. And then the big title by far, which is going in my collection, is TMNT Manhattan Project. Really clean label. It's got someone's name on the back, and it's a little bit dirty, but I can clean that up. So this was priced at $25. So I was at the Game Swap yesterday or Sunday, and people were selling this for 50 to 60, which I actually thought was high, but regardless, for $25, I was super excited to add that to the collection. So that's not selling that one, keeping that. And I couldn't believe, again, you know, I'm always amazed at the stuff people throw away at Value Village. Like, why? Why would you do that? But whatever. So then last week, I was probably getting into Friday, Saturday, went back to Value Village. 2 items, really cool. This is a 1984 Optimus Prime Transformers radio. So the face opens, excuse me, to reveal Optimus Prime's face. And it does work. Let me see, you probably can't get any stations down here. Oh, if I hold it exactly the right way, I get the local AM radio station. Anyway, really cool. So that was loose in a bag. It was $5. So that was cool to add. And then Mario RC car, no remote, but just cool. Haven't actually been able to find a year on this. It's got soft, squishy tires. Again, I just like the look of it. And it was, I think $3. Yeah, $3 for that. So it's just kind of cool. Add that to the shelf. Then I went back, I think the next day, and actually saw this. My wife loves this movie, so this was kind of funny. Madonna, A League of Her Own single. So this is this used to be my playground from the movie League of Your Own. So my wife's a big baseball player, so that was kind of cool. Madonna, and then coincidentally, Madonna Vogue single. That's for me, maybe. I don't know. I like that cover. So anyway, 2 Madonna cassettes, 99 cents. I'll talk about what I got today, and then so today, Value Village had ridiculous stuff. If you follow me on Instagram, they had some really pricey stuff. So Mario Kart Double Dash for GameCube for $50, Donkey Kong Country Returns for Wii for $15, and Mario Party 8, I think for $25. N64 Mario Kart for $50, and TMNT, the arcade game, so Turtles 2 for NES for 15. That one by far, I mean, I own a couple of copies of that, but that one by far is the closest to the right price, or where you would just barely cover what it's worth. But again, really nice shape. And then I was talking to one of the cashiers there who also collects video games. He hadn't realized that stuff was in the shelf, and he said that they accidentally had a Jungle Green N64 complete. Someone in the staff put it out on the regular shelf because they thought it was either broken or didn't know what it was, and so it was like $12.99. So that got sold, but he told me the controllers were still there. So I'm hoping to find those this week. Don't think I have Jungle Green, so I'm gonna check back. Anyway, two things I grabbed, and I've already posted these in the Instagram story, or one of them I did. This is a MSI Frogger TV arcade game. So I picked these up when I see them. I actually don't have this one. It's actually fairly new. I have a lot of like the older arcade Miss Pac-Man, where there's like 5 games on them. And I sell those all the time for about $25 to $30. Anyway, this was $5. So it's just Frogger. And they unfortunately put like kind of a, I'll call it a modern Frogger decal on it, which I wish they hadn't. Anyway, it powered on in the store. I have not actually tested it to see if it works, but keep your receipt. That's what it's for. So yeah, that's cool. I'm just gonna, I have a bin in my garage of like ones I don't have, so I keep them there. And if I find duplicates, I sell them. Anyway, so $5, whatever. Then this is my second one of these. I had avoided these forever. So this is a Sega Genesis at Games. Really garbage looking menu. I can't stress that. It worked. I took a TV off the shelf in Valley Village, plugged it in. TV surprisingly worked, and I didn't buy the TV. And then this worked fine. So that's good. So I'm going to put this in my minivan. So I have TVs in my minivan with AV hookups. So I keep like a clone NES Mini in there with like the 500 games on it to play. And then this, because it has the built-in games, I'll just throw it in there too. And the kids, not that they play it that much, they might sometimes, but it's good just to have there. And then if for some reason I don't know, stuck in a snowdrift somewhere, I can choose between Genesis or Nintendo. So tough call there. I know which one I would pick. Anyway, so yeah, Sega Genesis at Games. I saw someone trying to sell one of these on Facebook actually the other day for like $50. I'm wondering if this is it, because no one would have paid that much for it. Anyway, so those are my thrift pickups. And then I said, went to the Guelph video game swap, which was on Sunday. Met up with a lot of people that I follow on Instagram, and it was a really great turnout. It was probably 3 times as many people I've ever seen there. And I was kind of all over the place. I didn't really know what I was looking for, and I'm not really looking for anything. It's just finding the right items. So I started off with actually 2 items that they're in the discount bin. This is what I was talking about earlier, is always look at those discount bins. So 2 for $5, so $2.50 each. So a NES title, which I didn't have, Solar Jetman, which it turns out I actually remember playing this game as a kid and I really liked it. So old Blockbuster rental, love that. That's always fun. So grab that for $2.50, and then Judge Dredd for Sega Genesis, complete, all the manuals and everything for $2.50. I mean, I don't have this. I don't care if the game's not good. That's just really cheap, and I played it. It seems okay. I don't know. And then from there, found another discount bin. Actually, I'll talk about this first now. So NES Zappers for $5 each. I don't actually own a gray one, so wanted the gray one. Really nice condition, clean, $5, and then an orange one. So I actually dismantle these and make lamps out of them. So if you follow me on Instagram, I've made one. I have a request for another one, and so I have a stockpile of NES Zappers and Value Village lamps in my garage that basically you just core these out and then put them on and put them back together, and they look okay. And then the button doesn't do anything. It's not like I don't make the button turn on the lamp, but it just looks cool. Anyway, $5 each. And then there was another discount bin, and I guess I was kind of beside myself with what was in there. Was 2 NES Advantages. So 2 of them. So these were 2 for $5. They actually got a better deal than this, but anyway, so 2 NES Advantages. The guy said they didn't work. I tested them both when I got home. They both work. So I have a NES Advantage I actually, when he told me they didn't work, I was gonna turn these into Ghostbusters 2 props, like in the movie when they control the Statue of Liberty. So that's what I was gonna do, or try and fix them. Anyway, it turns out they work, so that's a crazy good deal. Then he also had Donkey Kong 3. He told me it was broken. It has a copyright protection on it. It does. It does not function. I probably won't be able to fix this. A lot of people talk about replacing the battery. That doesn't matter. It's clean. I've cleaned it. I'm going to resolder all the points just in case there's a cold solder joint. But I think it's a RAM chip and it's toast that does the copyright protection. So otherwise it's just going to sit on the shelf. So anyway, that's the same vendor. And then 2 Intellivision games sealed. Night Stalker, which I could care less about, and then Donkey Kong, really nice. I love the box. So 250 again, 2 for $5. So I'm actually up to 5 items here. So he just told me to give him $10. So I ended up paying $2 an item. So I thought that was a great deal, especially since the Nest Advantages work, and I didn't care if they didn't work anyway. And then I went over to one of my friends' tables, and they had a bunch of just, again, discount Game Boy games in a bin. Didn't, none of these really stood out to me in particular. There's one, just like the artwork on it, Bad and Rad. Turns out it's part of the Skate or Die series. It's not a great game, but I inquired about that first, and then I just kind of realized I'll just buy everything in their bin. So I got NBA Jam, Bionic Battler, horrible game. The Bad and Rad, Q Billion, which is a horrible game, and Terminator 2. So these were $4 each Canadian. So that's just growing the Game Boy collection. There was a Sega Game Gear game. A guy had it in a bundle, Fantasy Zone. He had $50 on the whole bundle for the Game Gear and like 4 games. I had all the other games. I didn't have Fantasy Zone. Should have bought it. I told him I didn't want to break up a set, and I saw CJR buy it later. So I assume it's the same copy. Should have bought it. Anyway, then as I was walking out, one last thing. I really like this vintage puzzle, and it's got arcade games on it. So it actually has Donkey Kong, Frogger, which is funny because I have those 2 things here today. Off in the corner, you can't really see it, there's Galaxian. So I love Galaxian. I have a main cabinet that I made Galaxian themed. There is an Asteroids cabinet, and that was $5. Anyway, so I like that. Don't see a year on anywhere, but it looks old. And it's complete, because Brody told me it was complete. So I trust him. If not, I don't care. So yeah, that is it. Lots of great finds. As I said, the video game swap was amazing. Lots of great turnout. Hung out with CGR for a bit. Gamer Alley. Met up with Suplex and Tacos. Who else was there? Brody's the one who runs the game show. So yeah, it was really great to see everyone, and a lot of good deals. And like, again, I wasn't going in there to buy anything, and I ended up buying, I think I spent $45. So not bad, I think, for what I ended up getting. And that is about it for today's quick pickup video, which again, I'm just finding ridiculous amounts of stuff. And like I said, there's more at Valley Village right now that I just didn't want to pay top dollar for, and I already owned. So anyway, that's it. I gotta go to Pinball League. And if you like the video, subscribe, like it, comment. I try to write back. And thanks.